Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Friday, July 5th, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
I am Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, the Minister of Connections. This is live, and then we are available on demand. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform and social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Hack fame Megan Stalter talks about embracing her spiritual path as a gay person and more. Megan Stalter's passion for the stage has always burned brightly, even during her early years when she often found herself in supporting roles. A dedicated theater enthusiast from a young age, she embraced characters like Scragg Number Three in Li'l Abner and a one-line nun in The Sound of Music. Now with a wealth of credits from shows like Hacks and Queer as Folk under her belt, Stalter has seized the lead in the new romantic comedy Cora Bora with enthusiasm. Before the film's debut, the comedian visited Them's office to discuss her approach to portraying Cora, her influences from the cool girl archetype, and her evolving spiritual journey. Reflecting on her relationship with God, she shared, quote, "I was raised in church. Though I don't attend now, I'm keen to explore inclusive churches welcoming to LGBTQ plus individuals," end quote. She said that embracing her identity as gay has deepened her spiritual connection, allowing her to feel more integrated with herself and the world around her. She added that throughout this process, she has never felt judged by God, which contrasts with the societal pressures that can alienate individuals from their spiritual paths. She said, quote, "It breaks my heart when people think that they can't have that spiritual connection. I think a lot of us grew up with God or church. Then when you come out, you don't always know if you can still have that. But it's the people who make you feel like you cannot. I don't believe that's from God," end quote. Yay, Megan. I love her. I love Megan Stalter, and I love that she is just so out there. And I love her even more for her testimony, affirming God's love for all people. And Megan, if you're looking for an LGBTQ plus friendly church, I would invite you to come to Sunshine Cathedral. You're probably not going to find anybody who does it better than we do. A little pat on the back there. But what a powerful testimony from somebody who has the power to put it out there for people to hear. God loves you for all of who you are.
Yeah.
Yay, Megan.
I love that. I never knew her until Hacks.
Yeah. Same thing.
And I love her in Hacks. She's so crazy, but she's sort of a wounded bird in that works through that though. So she's too much because she's afraid she's not enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then she makes connections and she is accepted and loved and then she grows, which is how that works. That's what church is, by the way, at its best. And so I do love her. I love her character. I didn't know she was gay until this news story. Yeah. So I was just blown away with all this good stuff. What I loved about what she said is, well, first of all, that she just owns her spirituality.
Right.
That I'm the expert on what I'm feeling and experiencing and sharing, and that she owns her spirituality. That I like that she calls herself gay.
Yeah, that's different.
Just because it's different. I mean, I'm not invested. You're lesbian, you're queer, you're dyke, you're gay, you're same gender loving. I don't care. But at one time in my life, there were a lot of women who identified as gay, and not so much. So it's just kind of there's one more way that people can do a thing, and I just love that. I love that people can do different kind of things. But then also she refers to being gay as sort of a doorway to God. Like she felt, once she knew who she was, then she could share who she was with the God of her understanding, just like you can with the people. So that coming out, and it reminded me of Chris Gloucester's coming out as sacrament. That coming into your truth and standing in it, that is a way to know. I think that's what John means when he pretends Jesus said, no one comes to the divine but through me,
me.
but by me, but like me. And this person knows himself to be a child of God, to have a special prophetic ministry, to have a healing ministry of love. And that's how you get to know God, is like me, knowing who you are and standing in your truth. And she's representing that.
Well, I think that she's, kudos to her for all that she's done and is still doing, but also just becoming almost like a representative or a spokesperson for her own self and about her journey. And I keep thinking about the number of people who have walked away from church, and then when they do come back to it, it's not always the church that they left, and or they're on a different spiritual path or a spiritual understanding about what the divine means to them. And to me, she's kind of a classic example of leaning into what I found versus retreating back to what was. I'm leaning into what I found, my strength, my openness, my outness, all of who I am, and she's celebrating that. And there's nobody in that arena that can take that away from her. I mean, she almost like has this beam around her to me.
Yeah.
That's like, and she's got it, and she knows it, and she knows what she's doing and what she's about.
Yep, she owns it.
My husband and I watch the national news and have noticed recently that every single newscast, national news, ends with a feel-good story. And I'm glad to see that we here at the Queer God Squad have this feel-good story, because people need to know that there are folk out there who are doing some really positive things. So kudos to us for finding this gem. And also, we talk about Hacks. If y'all haven't seen Hacks yet, it's a wonderful dynamic between an older comedian and a younger one, and how they find common ground. It's not always pretty, but it's always fun.
Yeah. And Gene Smart.
I love some Gene Smart. Yep.
She's
Yeah.
a genius.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Fabulous.
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together, and we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.